The impossible challenge. The massive doors of the Galactic Assembly Hall parted with a whisper of sound that belied their enormous weight. Commander Ilara Reyes stepped through the threshold, her posture military perfect despite the weight of humanity's future resting on her shoulders. The ornate chamber stretched before her, vast and imposing, filled with representatives from over 3,000 advanced civilizations. Some floated in gravity fields, others sat in specialized environments, and a few existed as pure energy contained within crystalline vessels. Behind Ilara walked Dr. Marcus Chen, Earth's foremost quantum physicist, clutching a small case to his chest as though it contained the most precious substance in the universe, which, in a way, it did. Rounding out the human delegation was Ambassador Jamal Okafor, his dark eyes taking in every detail of the assembly, cataloging potential allies and threats with practiced ease. The humans walked toward the center of the chamber, their footsteps echoing in the sudden silence that had fallen. Overhead, the transparent dome revealed the swirling colors of the Andromeda Galaxy, a reminder of just how far from home they were, and how small Earth was in the grand cosmic scale. The representatives from Sol 3 approached the assembly, announced the Galactic Speaker, a towering being composed of what appeared to be liquid metal. Let the 97th session of the Galactic Assembly commence. Ilara felt the weight of thousands of alien gazes upon her, some curious, some dismissive, some openly hostile. Earth had only recently been discovered by galactic scouts, and this was humanity's first official appearance before the assembled powers of the known universe. The hive overseer of the Vespula Collective rose on spindly limbs. Its compound eyes glittered with barely concealed disdain. We have reviewed the technological capabilities of this new species. It chittered, the universal translator converting its language to something the humans could understand. They have barely mastered interplanetary travel. Their energy sources are primitive. Their understanding of universal constants is elementary at best. Laughter rippled through the chamber, some like bells, others like grinding stones, still others merely pulses of light or shifts in electromagnetic frequencies, but all conveying the same emotion: mockery. The Sol 3 species calls themselves humans, added the Chancellor of the Proxima Dominion, a being that resembled a massive brain floating in a translucent sack. They believe they are ready to join our assembly, yet they still wage war among their own kind and have nearly destroyed their homeworld several times through their own carelessness. More laughter, louder this time. Ilara felt her cheeks burn, but maintained her composure. This was exactly what they had been warned to expect. Ambassador Okafor stepped forward. Esteemed members of the Galactic Assembly, he began, his deep voice carrying effortlessly across the chamber. We come before you not to claim equality with your advanced civilizations, but to offer something unique, something that may surprise you. Surprise us? The question came from a being composed entirely of plasma contained within a floating metallic shell. What could a primitive species possibly offer that would surprise those who have harnessed the power of stars and bent the fabric of space-time? Dr. Chen clutched his case tighter, his knuckles white. Ilara placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. Perhaps a demonstration, suggested a crystalline entity from the far side of the chamber. Let us see this unique contribution that humans believe they can offer. The Grand Arbiter, a massive being that appeared to be carved from living obsidian, leaned forward on its floating days. Yes, it rumbled, its voice like distant thunder. A demonstration would be appropriate. The Assembly does not admit new species based on potential alone, but on proven capability. Ambassador Okafor bowed slightly. We would be honored to demonstrate our capabilities. What challenge would the Assembly propose? The silence that followed was calculating, predatory. Finally, the Vespula overseer spoke again, mandibles clicking excitedly. The quantum vortex, it suggested, triggering a wave of murmurs throughout the assembly. Let them attempt to navigate the quantum vortex. Ilara felt her blood run cold. The quantum vortex was infamous, a region of space where reality itself seemed to unravel. Even the most advanced species in the galaxy avoided it. Ships that entered rarely returned, and those that did reported impossible phenomena that defied all known physics. "That is excessive," objected a representative from the Andromeda Coalition. "No new species has ever been asked to navigate the vortex as an entry challenge." "Perhaps," the Vespula overseer replied, "but they claim to offer something unique, something surprising. Let them prove it in a way that cannot be disputed." The Grand Arbiter considered for a moment, then nodded its massive head. "The challenge is set. The human delegation will attempt to navigate the quantum vortex. If successful, they will be granted provisional membership in the Galactic Assembly. If they fail, it left the consequence unspoken." Ilara, Jamal, and Marcus exchanged glances. This was far more dangerous than they had anticipated, but also the perfect opportunity to showcase humanity's greatest strength. "We accept the challenge," Ilara announced, causing another wave of murmurs, this time surprised, to sweep through the chamber. "You accept?" The Proxima Chancellor's thought voice betrayed its shock. "Your species doesn't even possess the technology to reach the vortex, let alone survive within it." Marcus Chen finally stepped forward, still clutching his case. "With respect, Chancellor, we didn't come unprepared." "You will depart immediately," the Grand Arbiter declared. "An observer will accompany you to verify your success or failure." As the assembly session concluded, the human delegation was escorted to their small interstellar vessel, docked in the massive spaceport surrounding the assembly hall. The observer assigned to them was a being called Exilthar from the ancient Artaxian collective, a species known for their absolute adherence to logic and truth. "Your acceptance of this challenge defies rational analysis," Exilthar stated as they boarded the Earth vessel Prometheus. "My preliminary calculations give you a 0.37% chance of survival, let alone success." Ilara took her position in the captain's chair, running through pre-flight checks. "Never tell a human the odds," she replied with a smile. "It just makes us more determined." Marcus secured his case in the ship's laboratory and began unpacking its contents, a small, unassuming device that pulsed with an inner light that seemed to shift between dimensions. "Is that your secret weapon?" Exilthar asked, multiple eyes blinking in sequence. "It appears to be a simple quantum oscillator. Such technology is thousands of years outdated by assembly standards." Jamal laughed as he took his seat at the navigation console. "It's not the technology that makes humans special, Observer Exilthar. It's how we use it." As the Prometheus detached from the spaceport and accelerated toward the coordinates of the quantum vortex, Ilara couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. The Assembly had chosen this challenge specifically because they believed it impossible, and that was exactly why humans would succeed. "Commander," Marcus called from the laboratory, "the reality perception matrix is online. We're ready to make history." Ilara nodded. "Set course for the quantum vortex, full power. Let's show the galaxy what humans can do." The Prometheus accelerated to superluminal velocities, streaking across the stars toward the most dangerous region of space known to exist, a challenge no rational species would accept, but the perfect stage for humanity's debut on the galactic scene. As they approached the swirling chaos of the vortex, its colorful distortions of reality visible even from a distance, Exilthar's voice betrayed genuine concern. "You cannot seriously intend to enter that. Even our most advanced ships cannot navigate its chaotic fluctuations." Marcus emerged from the laboratory, his eyes bright with excitement. "That's because they're trying to navigate something that cannot be navigated through conventional means. They're trying to impose order on chaos. And you believe you can do better?" Exilthar asked incredulously. Jamal smiled. "We don't intend to impose order on chaos, Observer. We intend to become the chaos." The Prometheus plunged into the swirling madness of the quantum vortex, and reality as they knew it began to unravel around them. Silence across the stars. Inside the quantum vortex, reality fractured like a broken mirror. Stars appeared, multiplied, and vanished in the blink of an eye. Time stretched and compressed, seconds feeling like hours, minutes collapsing into microseconds. The laws of physics that govern the universe seemed to be merely suggestions here, casually ignored by the swirling maelstrom of quantum possibilities. In the cockpit of the Prometheus, Exilthar's crystalline form trembled with what could only be described as fear, an emotion the Artaxian claimed their species had evolved beyond millennia ago. "This is impossible," the observer whispered, multiple eyes darting frantically at the sensor readings. "We should be dead. The ship should be torn apart at the molecular level." Commander Ilara Reyes sat calmly in her captain's chair, hands steady on the controls despite the madness unfolding around them. "Dr. Chen, status of the RPM." In the ship's laboratory, Marcus worked feverishly over his device, the reality perception matrix, which pulsed with an inner light that seemed to bend in ways that hurt the eyes to observe directly. "Functioning perfectly, Commander," he called back. "The quantum field is stabilizing around us. We're not fighting the vortex. We're becoming part of it." This was humanity's secret, not some revolutionary technology that outclassed the advanced civilizations of the galaxy, but a fundamentally different way of thinking. Where other species sought to master the universe through increasingly sophisticated technology, humans had discovered that true mastery came from adaptation, from embracing chaos rather than imposing order. The RPM didn't attempt to shield the ship from the vortex's effects or force a stable path through the quantum chaos. Instead, it allowed the Prometheus to exist in multiple quantum states simultaneously, to become as fluid and unpredictable as the vortex itself. "I don't understand," Exilthar admitted, a significant concession from a being whose species prided themselves on understanding everything. "Your technology is primitive compared to ours, yet you're navigating the impossible." Ambassador Jamal Okafor smiled as he monitored the navigation systems. "That's humanity's gift to the galaxy, observer. We don't see limitations, we see possibilities. Every advanced species reaches a point where they believe they understand how the universe works, and that understanding becomes a cage. Humans, we're too stubborn to accept cages." The Prometheus danced through the quantum foam, riding waves of probability and surfing the boundaries between multiple realities. Through the viewports, they witnessed phenomena no sentient being had ever documented: the birth and death of universes, time flowing backward, dimensions folding into themselves. "Approaching the theoretical exit coordinates," Jamal announced, though the concept of space had little meaning in this realm of quantum uncertainty. Ilara nodded. "Dr. Chen, prepare for transition." Marcus adjusted his device, his fingers moving with practiced precision. "Ready, Commander." Collapsing quantum probability field in 3, 2, 1. The universe seemed to hiccup. For a brief moment, everything, light, sound, thought itself, ceased to exist. Then, with a flash of impossible colors, the Prometheus burst from the quantum vortex into normal space, the starfield around them suddenly, blessedly stable. Silence fell over the bridge as the crew stared at their sensor readings in disbelief. We made it," Jamal finally said, his voice barely above a whisper. Exilthar moved to the navigation console, checking and rechecking the coordinates. "This is not possible," the observer stated, though the evidence was undeniable. "You've not only survived the vortex, you've emerged precisely at the designated exit coordinates, with your vessel intact." Ilara allowed herself a small smile. "Set course back to the assembly hall, Ambassador. I believe we've passed their test." The return journey was conducted in relative silence, the Artaxian observer spending most of the time analyzing data from their journey through the vortex, occasionally emitting sounds that might have been the Artaxian equivalent of astonishment. When they docked at the assembly spaceport, they were met by a delegation of high-ranking officials from various species, their body language, diverse as it was, universally conveying shock. "Word travels fast," Jamal observed as they disembarked. The assembly has been in continuous emergency session since your entry into the vortex, explained a Proxima aide, its brain sac pulsing rapidly. No one expected you to return. They were escorted immediately to the assembly hall, which fell into stunned silence as they entered. The massive chamber that had earlier rung with mocking laughter was now quieter than a tomb. Every representative, from the smallest silicon-based intelligence to the massive energy beings from the galactic core, watched the humans with new eyes. The Grand Arbiter rose from its obsidian throne. The human delegation has returned from the quantum vortex, it announced, its voice betraying a hint of disbelief. Observer HFY, your report. The Artaxian floated forward. They succeeded, HFY stated simply. They navigated the quantum vortex using methods unknown to our science and emerged precisely at the designated coordinates. I have verified all data. There is no error, no deception. A wave of murmurs swept through the assembly, growing louder with each passing second until the chamber hummed with the sound of 3,000 species trying to comprehend the impossible. The Vespula Overseer's compound eyes flashed with agitation. This cannot be accepted. They must have cheated somehow. Their technology is primitive. Their technology is primitive, HFY interrupted. But their approach is not. They did not overcome the vortex through superior technology. They succeeded because they think differently than any species I have encountered in my 700 years of existence. The Overseer's mandibles clicked angrily. Explain. Dr. Marcus Chen stepped forward, carrying his device. While your civilizations have pursued technological solutions to the universe's challenges, humanity took a different path. We embrace chaos rather than fight it. The quantum vortex defies conventional physics because it operates on the principle that multiple contradictory states can exist simultaneously. Your ships fail because they try to impose a single reality on a phenomenon that exists in many realities at once. He held up the reality perception matrix. This device doesn't shield us from quantum effects. It allows us to experience them fully, to exist in multiple states simultaneously. We don't navigate the vortex. We become the vortex. Silence fell over the assembly once more, deeper than before. The implications of what Marcus was saying rippled through the chamber like a shockwave. The Grand Arbiter finally broke the silence. In all the cycles of the assembly's existence, no species has ever navigated the quantum vortex successfully on their first attempt. Many of our most advanced members still cannot do so reliably. Yet humans, with their primitive technology, but unique perspective, have accomplished this feat. The Arbiter's obsidian form seemed to shimmer as it considered the humans before it. Perhaps we have been too hasty in our judgment. Perhaps technological advancement is not the only measure of a species' worth. Ambassador Okafor stepped forward. Honored Arbiter, members of the Galactic Assembly, we came here not to claim superiority, but to offer partnership. Humanity is young compared to many of you. Our technology is still developing. But we offer a fresh perspective, a different way of seeing the universe and its challenges. He gestured to the chamber around them. Many of your civilizations are thousands, even millions of years old. You have achieved wonders beyond our comprehension. But perhaps in that long journey, something was lost. The ability to question, to see beyond established paradigms, to embrace the chaotic nature of existence rather than always imposing order upon it. Ilara watched as the representatives exchanged glances, saw the subtle shifts in posture and expression that indicated a fundamental reconsideration. The mockery was gone, replaced by something new: respect, curiosity, and perhaps a touch of fear. The Chancellor of the Proxima Dominion floated forward. I propose that the Sol 3 species, the humans, be granted full membership in the Galactic Assembly, effective immediately. The Vespula Overseer's mandibles clicked in protest. This is unprecedented. No species has ever bypassed the provisional period. No species has ever navigated the quantum vortex on their first attempt, the Chancellor countered. If we are to benefit from humanity's unique perspective, we must acknowledge them as equals. The vote, when it came, was not unanimous. The Vespula Collective and a few others registered their opposition, but the outcome was clear. Humanity had been accepted into the community of advanced civilizations, not because they had matched the technological prowess of the galaxy's eldest species, but because they had shown them something new. As the session concluded and congratulations poured in from representatives who had mocked them only hours before, Ilara found herself standing beside the Grand Arbiter. "Your civilization has much to learn, Commander Reyes," the ancient being said, its voice like gravel shifting beneath ocean waves. "But perhaps we have even more to learn from you." Ilara smiled. "That's what humans do best, Arbiter. We never stop learning, and we never stop questioning what we think we know." As they prepared to return to Earth with news of humanity's acceptance into the galactic community, Ilara couldn't help but feel a sense of vindication. They had been mocked, underestimated, and dismissed, but in the end, humanity's greatest strength had proven to be the very thing that made them different. The stars would never be the same again.